Ready, start. The Reserve Bank of India's within bracket RBI bracket close recent decision to inject an additional $10 billion into the financial system through a dollar/rupee swap auction is a timely measure aimed at addressing long-term liquidity concerns among domestic leaders. Full stop. These concerns stem from a flight of foreign capital from Indian stock markets, as investors seek better returns in the United States amid President Donald Trump's proposed corporate tax cuts and ongoing tariff wars, which have strengthened the US dollar against global currencies. Full stop. This marks the second such rupee infusion in less than a month. Full stop. However, unlike the first tranche of $5 billion on January 31, which had a 6-month tenor, the latest swap auction has a 3-year duration. Full stop. The combined effect of these two auctions will inject approximately 1.3 trillion into the banking system, as lenders deposit their dollar reserves with the RBI in exchange for rupees at a predetermined buyback premium. Full stop. Currency swaps are among the tools central banks deploy during periods of high volatility in the global financial system. Full stop. These measures have the primary aim of stabilizing the local currency, mitigating liquidity constraints in the domestic financial system, and curbing inflationary pressures. Full stop. Economists estimate that an additional $5 billion infusion may be necessary to neutralize the rupees 1.7 trillion liquidity deficit in India's banking system as of February 20, 2025. Full stop. This is the second time that the RBI has conducted a long duration currency swap. Full stop. The first was in 2019, in response to global financial volatility during Mr. Trump's first term, amid trade tariff tensions and tax cuts. Full stop. However, unlike 2019, when India's foreign exchange reserves were rising, ensuring dollar availability while rupee liquidity remained constrained, today's situation is more challenging. Full stop. Between October 2024 and February 21, 2025, the rupee has depreciated approximately 3.3% against the dollar, breaching the 85% dollar mark on December 19, 2024. Full stop. Foreign portfolio investors and foreign institutional investors have also withdrawn roughly $31 billion from Indian equity markets. Full stop. Since December 2024, the RBI has sold an estimated $111.2 billion within bracket about 18% of its foreign exchange reserves bracket close to stabilize the rupee. Full stop. Given these conditions, the latest long-term currency swap appears to be a necessity rather than a proactive measure. Full stop. Indian banks must capitalize on this liquidity infusion by continuing to extend credit, ensuring that the cycle of capital investment, employment generation, wage growth, and consumer demand remains intact. Full stop. This, in turn, could help propel India's real GDP growth beyond the current 6.4%, despite prevailing global economic headwinds. Full stop. The controversy over USAID's presence in India reflects an increasingly unhinged public discourse, undermining the nation's confidence and global standing. Full stop. The BJP and the Congress have been engaged in a political tug of war, attempting to corner each other over USAID funded projects and foreign connections. Full stop. However, much of this cacophony that passage for debate is fueled by misinformation and misinterpretation, often drawing from insinuations made by the Trump administration, which views international aid as a waste of American resources. Full stop. While the US may have its reasons to reassess its aid priorities, it is regrettable that India's major political parties are echoing these arguments without a nuanced understanding. Full stop. USAID has long supported projects in India, including those in partnership with the government. Full stop. In the absence of verifiable data on the extent and impact of these initiatives, discussions are bound to be ill-informed and prejudiced. Full stop. In a globalized world, where countries compete for capital, technology, and talent from across borders, branding political opponents as foreign agents may be an easy propaganda tactic, but poisons the domestic political environment and weakens India's aspirations to emerge as a global power. Full stop. It is true that foreign aid can be a tool of soft power, often used by stronger nations to exert influence over domestic affairs of other countries. Full stop. However, recognizing this reality requires a responsible and measured approach, and not an overreaction that borders on self-sabotage. Full stop. India itself has evolved into an aid provider, a role it seeks to expand. Full stop. According to an ORF analysis, since 2000, the Ministry of External Affairs has overseen financial assistance exceeding $48 billion to over 65 countries, through grants, lines of credit, and capacity building programs. Full stop. This growing role, as a donor nation, has coincided with stricter regulations on foreign contributions within India. Full stop. However, these regulations have been heavily politicized. Entities aligned with the ruling establishment often face fewer hurdles, while others, even those engaged in purely apolitical activities, encounter significant restrictions. Full stop. The American debate over USAID's role in India does raise concerns about foreign influence, but any response must be rooted in clear-headed policy rather than reactionary rhetoric. Full stop. If the government genuinely suspects that foreign funding is shaping India's political landscape in undesirable ways, it must approach the issue with transparency and a well-defined plan for investigation. Full stop. Managing national security in an era of increasing global interconnectedness and transnational challenges is a complex task, one that requires a mature, strategic outlook rather than a chaotic, polarized public discourse. Full stop.